Have you ever seen someone do something and you tell yourself, there's no way they're real? Today, we're diving into one of the strangest, interesting ideas out there. Are some people NPCs?
Yes.
First, let's break down what we mean by NPC. In gaming terms, an NPC, or non-player character, is just a background character. They're programmed to react in certain ways, with limited lines repeating the same patterns. They exist, but they don't have the same abilities as the player. They're just there. But what happens when we take that concept and look at the real world? Do some people act in ways that seem scripted or automatic? And what does that say about human consciousness and free will? Lately, the term NPC has blown up online. People use it to describe others who seem to lack individuality, originality, or self-awareness. Maybe it's the coworker who only talks about the weather, or the person you always see scrolling their phone with the same blank expression. It's funny to think about, but some people genuinely believe that certain individuals are almost programmed, that they're operating on autopilot. But is there any truth to this? Psychologists have found that our brains love routines. They're efficient, predictable, and require less energy. Think about the last time you drove somewhere familiar and barely remember the drive. This autopilot mode saves mental energy but can make us feel disconnected from our actions. In fact, studies show that we spend about half our waking life in this kind of mind-wandering, distracted state. So while we joke about others being NPCs, there are times when each of us slips into a sort of NPC mode. This idea brings us to a deeper question. What does it really mean to be conscious? Philosophers like Descartes argued that our ability to think and be aware of ourselves makes us fundamentally different from, say, a computer program. But modern neuroscience suggests that a lot of our thoughts and actions happen subconsciously, outside of our awareness. So, if we're not always in control of our actions, are we that different from NPCs after all? Here's the good news. While we all fall into routines, we also have the ability to break out of them. Practices like mindfulness, journaling, or even just taking a new route home can help us stay engaged with our lives and make conscious choices. The more we're aware of ourselves and our actions, the more we can step out of NPC mode and become the main character in our own story. So, are some people really NPCs? Maybe not in the way we joke about it online, but the NPC concept is a fun way to think about how much of our lives we live on autopilot. By becoming more aware of our thoughts, our actions, and the world around us, we can avoid living like background characters. Maybe the real takeaway here is that we all have the power to be the player in our own game, if we just choose to wake up. If you enjoyed exploring this idea with me, there's so much more we can dive into. Hit that subscribe button and join me as we uncover the strange, fascinating sides of life, consciousness, and everything in between. And hey, what do you think? Are NPCs real? Leave a comment and let's keep this conversation going. Who knows, you might just spark our next great question.